Tonight on Poker After Dark.
What's going on here?
Look at that. He's got his hand.
Poker pros,
Oh my God.
politicians,
Well, the game would work well if you could see the card first.
and celebrities
Let's see what happens.
come together for a common goal
The luck is in my favor.
to win all the chips on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Most of the time when we show you the bright lights of Las Vegas and the scenic of the Aria, you come to expect gambling, poker in particular. But tonight we're going to do things different on Poker After Dark. From inside the Poker Go studio, we bring you our first ever free roll sit and go. And everyone's a winner. And by everyone, I mean the charities for whom these guys are going to be playing for. We'll get to them in just a moment. Ali Najad in the booth. And Jeff Platt going to handle the interviews today. Those should be familiar faces to everyone watching. Phil Hellmuth, the legendary Doyle Brunson, and United States Senator Ted Cruz join us. One-time Solicitor General. Ted, a poker enthusiast, has come to test his mettle against not only the poker legends, but how about some chess legends as well? Stanford University graduate Alexandra Botez, a prolific streamer in the space, and more folks responsible for content. Clay Travis, a sports journalist and political commentator, and Graham Stephan, a real estate agent and YouTuber, prolific content creator in the personal finance space, sold $130 million worth of real estate over his young career. Has the 31-year-old 5K put up for each player, and it is the top three
No,
that
I'm
will
really
be able
bad.
to
I
donate
just
to
played
their
with
charities.
myself
$20,000
recently.
for first place, $10,000 for second, $5,000 for third, and it's a
30
turbo
years ago,
structure.
that's
Just
pretty
15-minute
Yeah, you
levels. The blinds will be 500 and 1,000
I'm playing
with a
Shadow Creek
1K
tomorrow,
big blind
which is a nice
ante,
course
and you
in
may
Vegas.
notice that we have an empty chair in seat 2. Soon to arrive will be none other than YouTuber and poker enthusiast Jimmy Donaldson, better known to those in the YouTube streets as
Let's see,
Mr.
25.
Beast. His flight has been a little delayed, but we will plop a full stack
Promote,
in front of him
promote,
when he
promote.
gets here.
Sell. So my
In the
book
meantime.
Positivity, which Tony Robbins recommends.
Wow.
Phil Hellmuth
That's for you.
Very strong.
opens with ace queen of clubs
Does
to
positivity mean when you
2,500.
raise, I should call you?
Yeah.
Well,
Be positive about
later. We'll get a little later in the match, and then you.
Graham defends his big blind.
3,000.
3,000.
King high does not beat ace high. But nevertheless,
Feels like you have a flush draw.
he wants to take a peek at the turn on this
Can't
paired
even
board.
look at you. He doesn't want you to read him.
The ace smacks Hellmuth, who already had the best hand.
1,000.
Oh, sorry.
At a very modest 1K bet.
3,000.
Raise to 3,000.
Which Hellmuth is not buying any of.
All right, I'm going to
We
show
have our
you.
first failed bluff of the
I
evening.
had it.
Ooh. That's close. Not that good, though.
I had it.
Hellmuth, perhaps the best known face in poker, and certainly among the top 3, if not number 1.
It's too early to pull out all the gags, but I'm hungry. I want a Pop-Tart.
Well, Ted Cruz, that smile suggests he is a man that is more a kid in a candy store than anything else right
Chess
now.
has a lot of needling.
Well
too when you play
educated.
for fun. Sorry.
Alumnus of both Princeton
When you play speed
and
chess.
Harvard,
Yeah, when you
serves
play
on the
speed
Committee on
chess.
Foreign Relations.
Sponsorship's a thing in chess?
Yeah, or at least for content. Because the only other sponsorships only go to top players, but now people don't monetize their chess, but they monetize their viewers. So.
How did the Netflix show change things for you? Had to be like pretty huge, right?
Yeah, it basically started bringing attention from all of the mainstream media
Raised to
sources, so that was
3,000.
really helpful.
Did you watch the Queen's Gambit, Doyle?
Huh?
Did you watch the Queen's Gambit?
No.
This chess show was amazing. You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
great.
saw it?
Yeah, it's great.
It was amazing.
How realistic was it? I mean, it's
It was the most accurate depiction of chess in TV that I've ever seen before.
Wow.
There are obviously some things that miss. Like, for example, if you're going to be the best in the world, you would have had to technically start a little bit younger. They didn't really show her losing or drawing much. It just seemed like a straight shot to the top, and the best players still struggle with that. And then they didn't really show all of the things about sexism in chess, but it was kind of nice because you don't want to show about being a female chess player. It's like, no, she just happens to be female. So that was cool.
Where did you grow up?
In Canada. Although I was born in the U.S., but then my parents moved to Canada.
We're in Canada.
In Vancouver.
Oh, cool.
Finally got to God's country.
Yeah. It's a great town, Vancouver.
I mean, when you said you came from Canada, I was like, well, she's not allowed to needle people. But
We
you
do. We
reminded
just
me
say,
you
oh,
were-
sorry about it, you know?
say sorry and with a Canadian, how do you say it?
Sorry.
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 You gotta throw a W in there.
I'm really sorry.
Raised to 3,000.
About?
Sorry about it.
Sorry
It's a
about
little Minnesota too. You've got
Yeah.
the. So you went Texas to Canada. I went Canada to Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
Two more, yes. Call.
Botez from the small blind, looking to punish
Thought we had him a few
Graham's
years
limp.
ago
And
back
again,
in
he has a
Iowa.
king high, but it turns into a pair of nines.
Yep.
I was pulling.
Well, thank you. Life is long.
Botez flops a pair of sevens, but decides to check it. Graham checks back.
It's really nice to have the biggest legend in poker history at the table,
3,000.
Mr. Doyle Brunson.
Call.
The man. The myth, the legend.
An old man now.
Alexandra bet the turn with the worst hand. Graham promptly called, and now she
What's
binks
that saying? If I'd
trip
known I'd
sevens,
live
takes
this
another
long,
peek
I'd
just to
just
make
put a
sure
turn
she's as
myself.
lucky as she thinks she is. And now with 14,000 in there, she's got to come up with a number.
3,000.
And the sizing, just 3,000.
So I have to show both.
All right, chess girl.
Ooh.
Gets
Wow,
called.
3 sevens with an ace.
Big hand alert.
Wow, they both had hands. How's the pot so small?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
You worry about your pots,
Thank
Phil. So a nice haul there for the 25-year-old chess professional and
Canadian chess girl.
streamer, a
Chess girl.
5-time
I like chess girl.
Canadian
That's-
national girls champion.
People always nickname me Chess Girl. Even though I remember being 15 and thinking, oh God, I hope there's going to be something in my life I'm as good at that is not chess. I hope this is not the one skill I'm the best at. And then it really traumatized me, and then I decided to focus more on school than chess.
It's good not to play too many hands, so, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what your coach has taught you. But
This is actually my first game.
really? Ever?
No. No, but I am.
Well done,
I,
well done.
I
I
am-
believed you I didn't believe it until I thought about it.
I
This is a tricky one. She's messing. She's already. I know.
You're already
She,
getting in Phil's head. That's
she has. She has the
to
EQ.
try.
You can tell. You know she has the IQ, but now she's shown us the EQ on.
Well, that's what you're famous for, right? You were
Who,
actually
me?
able to read people. You don't care about optimized theory.
I care about optimized theory to a point, but let's just say you raised it,
Raised it.
and I re-raised it, and you raised it again, and I have queens,
Yeah.
and you move in. All the optimal theory says I have to call you, right? But if I think somehow you have aces and kings, then I can take a little shortcut,
Two.
Correct.
a reading, a white magic reads shortcut, and just fold the
Heads
queens
up.
and save my stack.
Interesting.
If you can save your stack a couple of times a day, you're going to win a lot more.
Botez opened with ace-10. Graham defended his big with ace-jack and is way out in front, but out of position. He checks the king-high rainbow board. Alexandra checks back and flashes a
Honestly,
smile
I
as they
have to
both
stick
pick up
together
wheel
on
draws.
All right, does anybody want a strawberry frosted Pop-Tarts?
I'll take one.
1,000.
Thank you.
Ted?
Sure.
All right, give it.
Here, yeah, you can have one of these.
Wait, you can't touch it. Give it to the senator first. You know, like the king, right?
Yeah.
The joys of
Taste
poker.
it.
Doesn't
Alright.
somebody have to poison test it first?
Yeah, right.
See, he found a good use for your book.
Yeah, it's exactly the right size to be a Pop-Tart holder.
It's a coaster for Pop-Tarts.
I'm complimenting
It's a
it.
Pop-Tart holder.
That's what she's good for.
Oh my God.
In the midst of Pop-Tart
Well, you gotta do
distribution,
something.
Graham bet
You know the
1,000 on the
Taylor
turn
Swift
and got
song.
called by
Why
Alexandra.
you
Now
gotta
he
be
checks
so
the
mean?
river.
You know it because of your kids.
Great song.
I like that. I love that song.
Backdoor clubs and a 4-liner on board.
Chess Girl
Ten.
knows that song.
Oh my goodness, a full pot-sized bet here from Alexandra.
All right.
It's a
Wow.
bluff
There we go.
and a snap call from Graham
Awesome
with
game.
the best
I hope you
hand.
think I have clovers, but I don't.
Oh,
Bluff.
there we go.
Ace Jack high. What a call. What just happened?
Poker After Dark is brought to you by Roman. Simple, straightforward, the way healthcare should be. Visit GetRoman.com to learn more. Manscaped. Don't gamble with your grooming tools. Visit Manscaped.com today for the best in men's grooming. And Poker Go. Get in the game at PokerGo.com. Welcome back to Poker After Dark special charity sit and go, headlined by none other than Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who sat down with our Jeff Platt to tell us his poker origin story.
Well, Senator, welcome to Poker After Dark. It's great to have you here. What's your poker background like? Fill us in.
Well, I grew up playing poker. My grandmother taught me.
Wow.
And so my parents would drop me off at my grandmother's house. I would play and I'd win and I'd win and I'd win. And when I was 8 or 9 years old, I had saved up $5, which was 10 weeks allowance because I got 50 cents a week allowance. And so I came and said, Granny, let's play for real money. So we sat down, played for real money. She took every penny from me. When my mom came to pick me up, I was crying, tears coming down my face, and my grandmother was just laughing. You know, she's Irish and Italian and happy to teach her grandson a lesson.
Well, let that serve as a warning, folks. Sweet old grandma might just be a card shark. Four-way action for 1K ahead, and Graham certainly could have raised this
Why you
ace-king
giving me
suited.
that side-eye? It made me nervous.
It was a look. Does she have anything or not? That's
He
like my
flops
normal
top pair,
natural,
top kicker, and closes the action with a check.
'Cause I do
on
have
the
something.
flop. Botez with the 10s and a gut shot straight draw, still not a better, and Hellmuth decides it's time to come out swinging. Brunson tagged a 5, but he's out of there.
Call.
Jennifer Tilley did really well yesterday too. I think she's a
Phil's
terrific
bet
player. She
clears
really should be called a
Botez.
pro, right, Doyle?
But not Graham.
How much experience does she have?
2,000.
She plays quite a bit, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I did a video on her and saying something about the 10,000 hours.
Just seems when I turn on TV, she's on there a fair
Nines?
amount.
Oh,
There's a book out there.
Do not
talks about
adjust
if you
your
do something
screen.
For 10,000 hours, you're a master.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hellmuth
Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell's book has a,
Yep.
has a chapter.
is taking the pot, courtesy of the fact that Graham did not turn his hand over.
What's the
He
name of that
folded
book?
the winner there.
I think that one is Outliers. There's another one,
Outliers.
David and Goliath, which are both really good.
1,000 and then 4,000 total.
Well, my guess is that Phil didn't have a whole
But
lot
Outliers
of
is
situations like the one he just encountered right
It
there
puts
en
up
route to
the
his
information on,
15
like,
World
the
Series of Poker bracelets.
Hockey All-Stars, and says, do you notice anything about them? And their birth dates are
Right.
all, I think, beginning of February. And I guess the Canadian youth hockey, basically they were, when they were 5-year-olds, they were the oldest 5-year-olds in their league.
Yeah.
And his whole thesis is, all right,
Translates, yeah.
so they were the best when they were 5, they were the best when they were 6, so they worked harder, they worked harder, they worked harder, and they rose up. But his thesis was, if you change the birthday cutoff to June, the All-Stars would be a totally different list, which is a pretty wild
It's a wild
hypothesis.
assertion. Yeah, I agree.
Well, a lot of
Wild
kids
hypothesis.
get held back now, especially in the South, you know, to be able to play older by the
For
time
football.
Yeah, for football and other sports too. I mean, if you're, 18 years old,
It's 4,000
Yeah.
now.
I bet.
Well,
You were
Clay
trying to
Travis
raise?
is well
Yeah.
situated to
Okay, we
speak
give the
on that
benefit of the
subject
doubt.
and virtually anything else that's involved in the sports space. The George Washington University and Vanderbilt University graduate,
We raised to
originally from
14,000.
Nashville, Tennessee, founded Outkick the Coverage.
Yeah, it's really.
Taking the advice on your shirt.
And outspoken commentary site on sports headlines. Meanwhile,
call.
Well,
Botez.
you
This girl's
scare
paying
me.
attention to everything. The logos on the shirts. How can I work that into, like, well done,
Playing with
well done.
fire.
I like the fist bumps. They give me confidence before you're gonna take my money.
I'm building you up
Yeah, you really are.
to
I
take
see
you
what's
down later.
happening here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You ever do that in chess?
Only if I'm hustling people.
Ooh, hustling.
2 here.
Do you go out and like the Central Park and play the guys there?
Yeah. I did a YouTube video actually where I was playing Hustlers, and one of them went viral and got like 16 million views.
I think I've seen that.
I think I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild.
I think I saw that one.
And it was filmed on an iPhone. I don't know how that happened. That was pretty
It's
cool.
always those videos that end up doing the best. You never
Did he
think.
beat you that game, though?
One of the Hustlers beat me one of the games.
Yeah,
Because
like the
he's
King
a
Hustler?
master, and he's beaten grandmasters before.
Right.
So he's-
But I felt like he was the king hustler.
Yeah, he is.
So you won like 12 straight.
But
but
I
lost to one
rematched
guy.
him though, and I got him that
Oh, you
time.
got him.
Yeah.
$7,000.
The chess streets nowhere near as profitable as the poker streets, and there has been a tremendous amount of interest in chess from the highest echelons of poker professionals, and in turn now we're seeing chess pros diverting some of their focus to poker. Meanwhile, Hellmuth is focused on this limp from Alexandra on the button. He makes it 7,000 with ace-10, and Clay Travis wants to play some cards. Been waiting
The only
patiently to
relative
this
I've got
point.
left is Texas
3
City.
players.
Really?
Yeah.
And who was that?
It's nephew, my nephew. Yeah.
6, 7, 9. Two
That's the last
diamonds.
of the
Top
Mohicans.
pair for Travis. Botez with 2 overs and the gutty, and
10,000.
Hellmuth with just the gutty, which would be no good if the 8 slid in there.
Yeah.
Alexandra not looking to play any further after Travis leads
too
for
low.
10K.
Yeah.
So take it down,
Little.
Clay.
That's little for my hand, it's true.
Really good hand, too.
Good hand.
Thanks.
The all-time legend came out of retirement to play with us.
So what made you start playing poker? You said you started when you were a sophomore in college.
Yeah.
What drew you in at that age to start playing?
Well, I'd only played one time in high school. And
Yep.
I came in from a date, and I happened to see them playing, and I went in and started, and they were really bad.
And so you thought you could take advantage of them?
So I played all night, yeah.
And had you played before, or was that first time you were sitting down at a table?
That was the second time I was ever sitting down.
How'd you do that night? Do you remember?
I played all night long, and I had a track meet the next day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you were playing basketball, you were running track, you
Yeah.
were doing...
And poker. Geez.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
state champion in the mile, actually.
Wow.
So you
Oh, wow.
had like a 4-minute 20, something like that?
418.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah, it was good.
that's
back,
hardcore.
Back then it was.
Hardcore.
Funny thing is, that was my best time, but it was in the national meet, and I didn't even place.
Wow.
408 won it.
Wow.
What did we
The world
start?
record was
Sorry.
4,000
401
is the minimum.
at that point.
4,000 is the bet.
Did poker distract at all from sports?
No, not really.
Travis looking for back-to-back W's.
Some people can do both, I guess.
Graham
So.
doesn't want to peel with the gutty. Hellmuth folding with the ace high and 2 for 2. Welcome back to Poker After Dark, where our charity sit and go has been low-key and polite for now. As the blinds go up, the action has moved along with it.
Can I get change?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that.
Picking up the action in a 3-way limp pot.
Ooh, biggest pot so far. Here we go.
Hellmuth got involved with this 6-7 suited, has himself an open-ender up against top pair, which is what Senator Cruz came out swinging with
It was 60 years ago.
for 7,000
Wow.
on the flop, and yet it is Graham who called the 7K, and now having picked up a wheel draw on the turn,
Here's the 17,000.
comes out swinging with just the 2 overs and a quick slap of the wrist from the
I told you I'd do
Senator.
a little swearing, Ted.
Well, those of us who have played a whole lot of poker are looking at this situation here and going, How on earth is this happening?
So I have to put in 17K.
But think back to the first time you got out there on the
15.
felt,
17 total.
and it wasn't on a studio stage
If I do
with
that,
lights
then we see what that next card is.
If you call.
up against established champs.
You can write
Well,
it
the
up.
game would work well if you could see the card first.
Oh, man. Okay,
Well,
it's all done.
good raise,
Wow.
Ted. Good raise.
Nice.
I'm very curious to see what you
Smelled like
Curiosity
never
wasn't
tell.
enough to make you pay, though.
That's a man who knows
Just,
how to
I want to last.
keep things close to the vest.
I remember I was filming once and it got down to Johnny Chan and I was like, this is going to be some kind of a great heads-up match. We were filming Poker After Dark. And the very first hand,
On little.
you can't make this up, the very first hand I think I had ace-10, and I raised and he moved in and I said, you can't have it. I have to call. I don't want to call, but I have to. I have him beat, and I called.
Yeah.
And he flopped 2-pair.
Call.
And I was just like, Johnny, this was a 5-day show. He and I could have played. It could have been 2 or 3 days straight.
Call.
How about the,
Raise to 6.
He had king queen suited.
how about the
Raise to
time
6.
Tom Dwan moved in on you and you had 2 aces? In the NBC heads.
Oh, that one hurt. Oh my God.
He had 2 tens, right?
Yep. Well, yeah. Yeah, that one really hurt, Doyle.
Don't go second guessing how sharp Doyle's mind is. He remembers the bad beats that Hellmuth took.
We put in hundreds of big blinds.
That was a hand that
He had a 10 on the turn.
sort of put Tom Dwan on the map, actually.
Well,
Meanwhile, Botez raised this pot up after Clay Travis opened in the cutoff with a limp.
I'll see the 4 and raise 6.
And Clay looking to play a little power poker here. He is in horrendous shape.
Call.
That paired flop might allow him to run a 3-street bluff
we
through
go.
these kings. As Alexandra's 4,000 became 10, she calls the extra 6, 36,000 in the middle. Now, Clay hits a 5.
$10,000.
I'll see the 10 and I'll raise 10.
20,000 total.
Look at this. Travis looking to play power poker with Botez, who led into him for 10,000. The min raise, not enough to shake the kings, and now what's going to happen on the river? A black queen. Largest pot of the night. Obviously, Alexandra needs to respect the possibility that Clay has a jack.
Check.
She'll check it. And
10,000.
one last effort to bluff this pot. But is the sizing too small? The answer is yes.
Looks
And
like 3 jacks, doesn't it?
That's what I'm worried about.
that's it.
We're good.
Over, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
somebody got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
King jacks.
Wow.
I was sweating the jack.
Yeah, that was a good move. You had me convinced.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
she would buy that I had the jack.
I was just too tempted to play these. Like,
You guys have impressed me. I'll love you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was gutsy, man. He went after it with
he
king
did.
5.
I was gonna see the jack, and
I thought you would think that I had the jack once it got down to the
I
two
was
of us,
I was
so-
afraid you did, but I thought
Yeah.
Chess girl wasn't like, she's like, he only bet 10,000 in the river.
Yeah,
you
no,
were, doing,
he
you were
didn't-
doing loops on the inside. I'm still gonna
know
do
because
it.
if you would have raised a lot, I'd been like, oh,
Yeah, if he moves
sorry, we're not
in.
allowed to swear, are we?
Before the break, Alexandra Botez won the biggest pot of the night, picking off a huge 3-street bluff from Clay Travis and leaving her as our new chip leader.
You have to be
Be
you.
authentic.
Well,
Yeah,
Clay Travis
being authentic.
is entering this pot with a little bit more kit than
Big
he
for
did
the
the
world.
last one.
True.
Brunson was the opener, made it 8,000 to go. Ace Jack 8 is the flop. And if you're scratching your temple and wondering why
feel-
on
I
earth
feel for you,
Doyle
Ted, the line might
would
be
open
just a
raise
little
this
bit
hand, well, he
tighter
won not
because of,
one but
you know.
two World Series of Poker main event titles with that exact hand, 10 deuce offsuit. So it is the text dolly.
I think I can get away with a little bit more.
When you get it, you got to play it.
Call.
So Phil, you appreciate when I was in high school, I was on a cruise with my parents right before freshman year of college, and I was up at the casino playing blackjack.
Which cruise?
I don't even remember. It was
Like
something
Caribbean or something?
Yeah, it was like out of Galveston. It was
Okay.
like a 4-day cruise or something.
Yeah.
And so I was playing blackjack, and my dad, who I'm very close to, but he's a pastor, and he comes up behind me and he crosses his arms and he harumphs disapprovingly. And I'm like, oh, hi, Dad. And I just sit there playing, and I'm 17 and a pretty cocky kid. And I'm playing for about 10 minutes, and then my dad, with his arms still crossed behind me under his breath, he goes, double down.
No.
I'm like, what? He goes, double down.
Look at hold on. Look
Wait,
at Doyle.
what is going
Look
on
at
here?
Doyle.
Look at that. He's got his hands.
He was bluffing it off with the 10 deuce because he has to, and he hit the diamond. Wow.
Oh
Look at
my
that.
God, that's a fun hand.
Bit of a gut punch there for Clay
Against
Travis, who
ace
had
king.
way the best of it.
Man.
Now, Doyle,
I think
10-2,
I
you've
have
won
king
bracelets
of
with that.
diamonds.
Yeah,
I almost played.
Two of 'em.
I almost played a 10-2 earlier this game in honor of you. I almost said, "All right, to hell with it. I'm betting it to see what happens."
That's tough break.
I didn't appreciate all that action.
Okay. So you're playing, and your father's a pastor is like this.
He's behind me. He's got his arms crossed, and then after about 10 minutes, under his breath, he goes, "Double down."
I love it.
My dad was a poker player, and I didn't know it.
He was doing the secret games for years.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
I came home, and I never forget, I raised it with a 10-8, and he had a 10-7, and he stayed pat behind me. And I said, how could you call that, Dad? He said, I've been seeing plays like that for 40 years. And that's when I found out that he was playing at the Elks Club, Sweetwater, Texas.
So did he teach you, or who taught you to play poker initially? Was it a buddy from college, or?
No, I think I just kind of had a knack for it, I guess.
In the genes, as we come to find out.
Right here.
For Doyle Brunson. Three-way limp pot. Checked around on the 10-7-8 rainbow board, and the 9 on the turn, giving Hellmuth the jack-high straight. Second round of checks in front of her, and Botez figures why not.
10,000.
And that is a very big bet with just ace-high. 10 into 12. Hellmuth shoots her a grin, and
That's a
it's
big
down
bet
to heads
there.
up.
Young lady.
Hands up.
I'll check.
Check.
Alexandra
I have a jack high straight.
ends up with some
Nice.
showdown
You have a
value
6?
after hitting the
No.
ace.
Oh, you tried to bluff, huh?
I did try to bluff.
Oh, but you hit an ace, so you gave up bluffing.
Yeah, I gave up bluffing there.
Your bluff would not have worked, so
Exactly.
the ace saved you some money.
So I recently heard the term nit. Is that offensive in poker, or is it okay? No, actual question, not true.
Okay. Doyle, what is the term? Is nit offensive to you when they call you a nit?
I never have been called that.
Right.
Welcome back inside the Poker After Dark suite, where the sit and go is still six-handed. But don't fear, everyone. I promise,
I've got 13, 10,
MrBeast
and
is on the way.
Now, are your kids poker players?
No, one is at Citibank, and the other one has been, he's smarter than my wife and I, and his EQ's higher than my wife and I, and he's just decided to drop out right near the end of college and kind of go do his thing. And we were like, what can I say? I mean, I was like, cool. I'm sure he'll end up somewhere. But I respect it. I mean, his goal is to become radically authentic, which I think is amazing.
My kids are older than anybody here.
Well, apparently, no one
Old-
respects my
old
big
your
blind.
56.
We got a family game.
Look,
Oh, wow.
how often do you see a family
This
pot
is rare.
in this studio? Very rare, very rare.
So friendly.
Two king jacks,
You're
an ace
talking about
10, a
family,
couple
you
of
know, it's hard to
sixes,
aggressive.
and somehow a king and a jack roll off on this board. Top two for both Hellmuth and Brunson.
5,000.
And yet it is Graham who decides with bottom pair and some backdoor straight potential to come out betting. The good senator knows when it's time to throw away an 8 with 4 players left to act behind him. Now Botez has the gut shot straight draw. Not interested.
32,000.
32,000.
Jeez.
Aggression, yeah.
Aggression.
And this is a
32,000.
meaty
knew they'd
raise
keep
from
you
Phil
around for a
Hellmuth.
bit.
And Doyle's
There you
played
go.
with him long enough to know Phil doesn't usually put this kind of action in unless he's got a really strong hand.
I'm all in.
And nevertheless, Doyle is going to move all in.
Godzilla versus King
Yes.
Kong.
I probably shouldn't, but I just,
No.
I mean, I think it's
No
bad
better
for the
than that.
show, but I have top.
I really want to say,
Oh, yeah.
Call.
Call.
I can't,
No.
I can't beat that. I'm tied.
No! Spade, spade.
No way.
You're right.
Spade, spade.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not even.
Doyle with an old school slow roll. It's harmless.
Although, you know, Doyle's put some bad beats on me in some of these shows. The
Not
book
going to happen
author
this
one.
time.
Go
As
ahead.
Hellmuth the only person pulling
entitled
two.
to see it.
A scoop. Should a spade roll off, he will draw to it, but knows.
I have the nuts. I have the nuts.
Case
Over
king
now.
on the turn gives them both kings full, and they'll carve it up.
All right, that was strong.
That was fun. That was
worth it.
fun.
I was like, I almost felt sorry for Doyle. I'm like, he has to have Jack 8 suited or King 8 suited here.
Aw.
Because he would have raised with 8s.
Wow.
And for the non-pros, we all knew, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
That was just
Yeah.
run away.
I've never felt better about a fold before.
When Doyle and I pile it in, you better watch out.
Weird to get adrenaline from a fold, but I did there.
I loved it when you said 2 pair. I thought you were going to show like kings and 8s.
I don't think I call.
Oh, I'm little.
How much is it?
You know I make those weird folds.
3 and
but
3, yeah.
You might have got me with King 8.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How does that? We both make the nuts.
Yeah, King 8 would have been a painful hand to have there.
Yes, yes, it would have really hurt.
Because you might have ended up the same place, and that'd have been all she wrote.
Call.
Lines are at 1,500 and 3,000.
$13,500.
I feel like I have a line coming here. Let's see what Chess Girl does here.
Well, Ted's not been playing a lot of hands.
Good.
He's playing this
That's
one.
assumption number 1. That's your mind's working. It's running through assumptions.
Yeah.
So is,
poker.
so is 7-2 a good hand?
Oh boy.
Hellmuth limped in for the 3, and Ted made it 13-5 from the small blind. So Alexandra lets go in the big. It's back over to
So
Phil.
he's talking. So he definitely is very strong here. I'm supposed to say, do you know who I am? But I don't think it works against Senator Cruz. So
Maybe not.
yeah, nice hand. I had King 10 of clubs, by the way.
Yeah, well,
Very, very smart. Don't show
good
it.
for you.
Although if you do show and you have it, it builds up credibility for me.
We were a coin flip.
Flippy. You must have had about 9 burgers then.
Wow. Bingo. Welcome back to Poker After Dark, where the first all-in of the night ended in a chop involving Ted Cruz, who actually has got some poker chops.
All right, so what's the biggest difference between a pro and, say, someone who plays a regular family game? I mean, how are the
8,000.
games fundamentally different?
8,000 total.
Second tour of duty for Kings with Botez.
You know, when you're in a family game setting, there's not as much raising before the flop. Pros almost always. No, I'm the exception. You saw me just call before the flop with King Jack suited and King 10 suited because I'm trying to trap people. But all the other pros, almost a vast majority, are raising and they're betting every flop, and they're very aggressive. And you just don't see that in friendly games. You don't see that in family games as much. It's like a completely different mindset,
6,000.
6,000.
And of all the folks you played with, who's like blown you away and said, all right, that's a hell of a player. Can't be anyone at this table. So.
Doyle's been amazing forever.
Wow.
All right, we'll take him off the list.
Check.
King's full now on the turn for
Phil
Alexandra.
Ivey
She's back in front.
Is kind of a great player. Daniel Negreanu. Eric Seidel just won his 9th World Championship recently, which is pretty cool. So a lot of the legends, and there's some really great young players too.
Love the sizing out of Botez, just 10K.
Now, are the greats, are they a lot better at math?
Stephen Shidwick is a great young player that everybody respects.
I mean, what are the differentiating skills? I mean, you obviously have to be able to do the numbers and know where you stand, but then there's the people aspect of it.
It's interesting. Let's see this hand. Oh, Doyle's going to call. Wow, King's full.
Wow.
Doyle had an ace.
Wait.
Nice hand.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
Very
This
nice
is the
hand.
second time I got kings today. The luck is in my favor.
Yeah, but you won chips on them too.
Played it well.
Thank you.
Played both of them well.
Oh, I'll remember it.
Yeah.
What up, everybody?
Jimmy!
Sorry about
If
that.
it bothers you.
No, I like it. You're
Welcome to
Good
the
to see
party,
you.
Mr.
Hey.
Beast.
Welcome.
Yeah,
going?
nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
good. Nice to see you.
Okay. Southwest decided to delay my flight by 2 hours. So here we are.
Oh no.
Glad you could make it.
You made it.
I'm already nervous, Jimmy.
I got
The
it.
23-year-old
All in firsthand.
Exactly.
North Carolinian is, by all means, a YouTube
There are
superstar.
Actually, there are a lot of the.
Been at it for almost 10
like,
years.
I know Ted's children and my nieces and nephews. I said you're here, and there's a lot of people that are like excited.
Okay, so you'll take it easy on me?
103.5 million combined subscribers and 14.5 billion
I'll take a
views
photo
across
if
the
you
have
6
another clever
YouTube channels
one.
that he manages.
Yeah, exactly.
Jessica's been killing me.
And Mr. Beast is the
Very
11th
clever stuff.
most
The banner
subscribed
going back and
channel
forth,
on
you're in kind
all
of a
of
hot seat
YouTube.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll join it. You'll take over from me.
I gotta just see how you play a little bit before I go in.
Call.
Yeah. Right back, actually.
I was warned you play a lot of big pots, but you usually have it.
Yeah, I usually lose, so it should be basically free money for you guys. I just started playing 6 months ago.
3 players.
Yeah.
Ace, Queen, Jack here as Hellmuth open limp the button with the blinds now at 2 and 4,000.
8,000.
His queens are best, and his position bet on the flop. Draws the curtain.
I have a queen. Anybody want to see, or you just believe me?
I believe. I'll like to see too. Yeah. All right.
Trust but verify.
All right, so I want to hear more about. Tell us a little bit about your. So you have a YouTube channel for finance.
Right, yeah. Talk about really anything that's going on in the market. Just try to make it fun.
I'm not great with names, but we saw a guy who was doing the sports stuff switch to stocks.
Portnoy?
Yeah, Portnoy.
Cool.
He's big into gambling. I mean, his thing is really just let's go into the most wild call options, make a whole bunch of money, have fun with it.
Yeah.
But
By the way, Portnoy, I love you and thank you for putting me in the latest thing. I'm just a little tired right now, so.
Well, more.
Now, is that working on more sponsorships?
Yeah.
Couple of black hooks on the button for Dolly.
Well, I don't think we're being paid by Pop-Tarts, so.
there you go. Thanks.
Wow, if Phil's not being paid by
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts, that is just a genuine affinity
Pretty good right about now.
for breakfast treats in the afternoon, no less.
Cool.
Whoa, here we go.
You guys have fun with that.
Big potter right away.
The Senator will defend his ace-8 limp, but Mr. Beast steps away.
Well, Texas Legends.
And right away, an ace in the window, leaving Cruz
22.
in front.
Oh.
He still takes the action.
Is it 2-4?
Oh yeah, you can always look right there. Yep.
Oh, perfect. Oh, this is so
10,000.
professional. I've never seen something like this.
Call.
Cruz
All right, so it's
leads for
MrBeast.
10,000.
Okay, so
Doyle.
why
Makes the call.
Why do all of my nieces and nephews love you so much?
Now Ted picks up a good shot
Basically
straight
give away
draw on
money
the
for a
turn.
living.
Oh, give away money.
Good person to have at poker. Right?
Exactly.
And $1 million worth of fireworks.
Yes.
That was probably one of my favorite videos of yours.
Yeah, that was crazy. We bought the biggest fireworks in the world and launched it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool, man.
We can just talk about whatever. I feel
Yeah.
like okay. Well, they're just deadlocked.
I mean, if someone bets big and someone's studying, then we can stop.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Wow. You're giving money away now.
Well, the bets are pretty sizable.
It was good you asked.
I think you got me, Ted.
16,000 pre-flop, 10 on the
Just
flop,
gotta go.
20 on the turn,
That is ace king or ace queen?
and now 20 on the river.
Good.
And a huge chunk of
Jack.
Brunson stack is heading
Good
to the
Jack.
senator, who now is the chip leader.
such flair with how you guys throw the poker chips. I've just been pushing them in. I've been doing this wrong.
Wow.
We have flair.
Yeah.
All right, we have.
Well, he may be the most experienced pro here, but Doyle Brunson has his hands full tonight. Stick around. Poker After Dark is brought to you by Roman. Simple, straightforward, the way healthcare should be. Visit GetRoman.com to learn more. Manscaped. Don't gamble with your grooming tools. Visit Manscaped.com today for the best in men's grooming. And Poker Go. Get in the game at PokerGo.com.
All right, so what do we call you? Beast? Mr.
You can
Beast?
just call me Beast.
Beast? All right.
Yes, yeah.
How many people call you Jimmy?
Well, not many. And the problem is if you say that, then most people won't know who you're talking about when they watch this. So. Okay.
How'd you come up with the name Beast?
Call.
I was 13. I honestly don't know.
I love the names that people picked as kids that just stuck.
Yeah. And then you get too big to change it.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
You ever think about changing the name?
We
Like,
have it raised.
when you went
I'm
through the
sorry, I didn't see
process?
the
15,000.
Speaking
15.
of good problems to have, how about aces for Hellmuth? And this time,
Change at some point.
Jimmy, who makes his
Okay.
living giving away money, apparently,
All right, my first.
Beast versus Apex Predator.
is certainly
if I
poised to
can-
do some of that with this 7-8 offsuit, although he flops himself an open-ended straight draw here
I'm all in.
and leads out for 10,000, which is
Here's the
promptly piled
So
on
can I
by
flip these
Hellmuth.
over if I wanted to?
10,000.
You can flip it over. I probably shouldn't ask for advice, but
No, I'm not going to ask for advice. So it's 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I feel like I'll hit a straight, so let's do it. Call.
No.
I just sat down, but let's see what happens.
Oh my
No
goodness, look at Phil Hellmuth.
All right.
Did everything he
Of course.
could.
Yeah, I had this happen the other day, right when I sat at the table. The first hand I played, he had pocket aces.
the problem is it's bad for the podcast if you lose. Like, it's bad for the show if you lose because
I
you're-
have plot
you're a big
armor.
draw.
Watch this.
You're a big
I
draw.
know I'm going to win because I have plot armor.
Oh man.
Wow.
All right, let's see it.
It's a good one.
I guess I can't give my. If he hits it, I can't give my usual tantrum. It's a charity event.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh.
All right, well,
Not there on the turn. One more tug at it, and Jimmy on a 2-hour delay just landed.
the suspense.
Is he headed back to the airport?
Ah, darn.
Sure looks that way.
Close and almost.
All right. So what was the percentage chance I would hit it there?
Well,
2 to 1.
yeah, you can multiply. There were 8 cards you could hit.
Do I just-
For
do you want 'em?
4 6s, 4 jacks you could hit. So multiply that times 4, so about 32%.
Gotcha.
Plus you could make 2 pairs.
So in my case, would you have folded?
I would have folded, and I wish you would have folded for the show wise. because we need Mr. Beast. Does he can sit here.
I actually disagree.
yeah, of course.
I think,
Can
I
we-
think
can
that's
we
the
leave him
best
at the table?
possible.
Let's leave him
I
at
think
the
that's
table
the
for a
best
minute.
possible.
Oh, this is a
Well,
charity
they want to
event.
do an interview with me real quick.
Yeah, he gets to stay. We'll leave him here for another hour, though. Okay.
Oh, so now I just got to sit here and watch everyone play?
And now you can just give color commentary.
Yeah.
And just say,
Okay.
How many hands were you here for, by the way?
That was the first hand I played. And this dude gets
Oh, yeah.
pocket aces to my left.
I did. He does have a reputation of going all in.
yeah, you gave very accurate scouting.
Yeah.
Here's another look. Hellmuth jamming with what else? Pocket aces, and MrBeast deciding he just can't fold that open-ender, and that sends Beast to the rail, where he is standing by with Jeff Platt.
Well, MrBeast, you are most certainly fearless, I would say. Take us through your thought process throughout that hand.
Well, if you play it back, I pretty much said it.
Yeah.
I don't know percentages, but I felt like there was a chance I would hit it straight, and I didn't. So.
Next time on Poker After Dark.
Oh my God!
Alexandra puts the others in check.
That would be crazy.
MrBeast plays the pawn,
Let's go!
and the senator protects his castle.
What did you call her?
Alexandra.
Chess girl.
I've got 2 daughters. The grief I would get for Chess Girl, I'm not willing to endure.
MrBeast, is it hard for you to watch the great ones win?
No, I'm just messing around. I'm giving them content.